It's a really strange thing. You go from doing mornings for so long, like for almost a year, Tuesday through Friday mornings, very, very consistently. You do that for a year, and then all of a sudden things get like super busy, and then I just find I just didn't have time to kind of make it in to chat with you guys, and now I'm in a position where things are really busy, things are going really well, and I've got a message to share. And I think it's really important to do that. But let's talk about a couple of things. Now, I mentioned before, I'm 52 years of age. Topic for today is health focus. Now, I'm always talking about focus. I'm always talking about paradigm shifts and things like that because I work with a group of people who really inspire me, and I'll get to that in just a couple of minutes. Here's the thing. As a speaker and as a stage hypnotist, I tend to travel a lot. And a couple of weeks ago, I had something happen. And this is going to be a little graphic, a little gross, but I got to share this with you guys because you may be going through something very, very similar yourself, and you may be one of those people where you just didn't bother to go get it checked out. All right. Now, here's the thing: when you get a little bit older, when something happens and you think you know what it is, probably the best thing to do is to go to a doctor and to get it checked out. Okay. Now, I didn't do that, and what happened was I had a lump in my seating area, and I thought, well, okay, it's probably just one of those things that, happens when you get older and you can take some medication for it, it'll go away. Now, this developed on Sunday, a couple of weeks ago. It was actually right before Remembrance Day, so it was Sunday the 10th, I believe it was. And then, or Sunday the 11th, that's what was Remembrance Day. And then I was supposed to get on the road early Wednesday morning, travel out to Saskatchewan, do some school presentations. Now, I've got this 1 hour presentation that I do for grade 11s and grade 12s. It's all about self-esteem and creating awareness about how what we think about most of the time becomes our reality. Okay? Now, that said, let's get back to the fun part. I had to leave at 3:30 in the morning so that I could be to the first school presentation in Leader, Saskatchewan, at the appropriate time for about 9 o'clock in the morning. And then I was going to do a 1 hour presentation for a couple of grades there, and then travel down to Console, Saskatchewan. I'm hitting all the major spots. And meanwhile, I've got this thing going on in my seating area, and it was a little bit uncomfortable. Now, as time went on, it got a little bit worse. Now, I didn't know what it was. Tuesday before I left, I thought I had the flu, so I had the sweats, and I was wrapping myself up in blankets because to me, all right, you got a flu, you got a virus of some kind, you burn it out. So what you do is you put the blankets on and you just roast, right? Great way to get rid of it. So I sweat the night away, wake up in the morning, feel a little bit better, get on the road, do my 2 school presentations, which went fantastic. And I got to tell you, I love doing these presentations. I love being able to get out, connect with communities, and share sort of that legacy that is my experience with the power of the mind, focus, hypnosis, and self-hypnosis. Okay? Helping people with more positive self-talk. It is the most wonderful and amazing thing a person can do. Okay? So that's great. I overnighted in Maple Creek, still not feeling very good. Sweated once again, had the room turned up as high as it would go, and I was still cold, shivering and everything. In the morning, I felt really groggy, and I thought, you know what, I've got 3 more presentations to go, then I'll be heading back home. I can go to the doctor then. Now, this pain in my seating area was getting worse. Now, Maple Creek has a very good hospital. I could have stopped in there. I didn't have my health care card. Now what I do is I have a picture of my health care card on my phone, just in case I don't have my wallet with me. Now, that's an excuse, right? I mean, really, if I walked in there, they could have looked at my number, and I could have gotten some stuff taken care of. I still thought it was a flu, and I still thought what I had going on was something unrelated. Now, I do my presentations, Maple Creek, and then over in Gull Lake. I do 2 presentations there. It was fantastic. Get on the road, head home. That night, get to go out for some socializing with a friend of mine who I hadn't seen in a while. I'm not doing too bad. In the morning, though, here's what happens. I'm still not feeling myself. All of a sudden, I wake up and I've got all this wetness down below. I'm like, what the heck's going on? And I go to the bathroom and check it out. There's blood. Something's ruptured. So the thing I thought that was something not very serious turned out to be an abscess. It ruptured. I managed to get to my doctor early in the morning, then ended up spending 4 hours in emergency with a massive infection. Now, here's the ridiculous part. You know, I'm a reasonably intelligent person, but like most guys, I think I know the answer, or I thought I did. I thought I could self-diagnose. You know, the message here is if you've got something going on, by all means, go get it checked out. Now, in the hospital, they gave me antibiotics, and they gave me more antibiotics, and they gave me more antibiotics, and I realized that I was severely dehydrated. There was a possibility I was going to have surgery, which was not good because I was supposed to go up to Chestermere to do a retirement / Christmas party for a small company. And you know what? Here's the most devastating part. I wasn't supposed to be here this week. I was supposed to be in the Dominican Republic. All right? And when the doctor told me that, you know, you're not going to be able to fly because this is a very serious infection. And the last thing that you want is to be in a tropical paradise, also known as a third world country, with an infection or the possibility of an infection reoccurring. Now, this is pretty serious stuff. I didn't realize it. And from the amount of antibiotics that they gave me in the hospital, then I had to go on a week of antibiotics to make sure everything was okay. This was really serious. I was very close to being septic. And, you know, I think the problem that we experience is that a lot of times, guys especially, now women don't have this issue, but guys, for whatever reason, you know, we are just dumb when it comes to our health. You know, we put off getting a colonoscopy. You know, if you're over 50, get the colonoscopy. Now, this abscess, by the way, in the exact same area as the abscess that I had almost a year ago, seems to be a trend. I talked to the doctor about this, and the doctor says, you know what, this could be a type of Crohn's. This could be a precursor to Crohn's. We need to get you in to have a colonoscopy to find out. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm not too thrilled about that. I'm not too thrilled about the fact that I'm missing my sister's wedding, which will be on Thursday of this week. Here's what I am thrilled about. I am thrilled that I found an answer. I'm thrilled that the abscess actually ruptured, although, you know, a bit of a mess. And I'm thrilled that our medical system was able to accommodate me. Now, when you think about it, you got something that requires surgery, when you can actually go to the hospital, and yes, I was there for 4 hours. While I was there for 4 hours, though, I got all the treatment I needed, and it turns out I didn't need surgery because the abscess had actually almost completely drained by the time the surgeon was available to come see me. Now, this was Friday, November 16th, that this happened. So, you know, a week and a half ago. And I'll tell you what, I'm very happy and grateful to live in a country, to live in a province, to live in a city where I have ready access to that sort of thing. It's a lifesaver. Now, my message for you today, as we're talking about this, and I'm going to cover a bunch of different topics today. My message for you today will be, if you've got something that is concerning, if you've got something that is a little bit problematic, go to the doctor and get it checked out. You know, a lot of good people have lost their lives because they thought they had, well, it's just a cold, it'll go away. And it turns out it's a viral infection, and it spreads to your heart, and the next thing you know, you have an enlarged heart, which really increases your risk of heart failure. There are a lot of things we've got going on. Take your health seriously. And for guys over 45, guys in their 50s, guys in their 60s, do the necessary steps. Now, I will schedule, I'm on the mend, I'm healing, things are much, much better. And you know, this is a busy time of year for me. Last weekend, I had the pleasure of going out and performing my Hypno game show for Murray Chevrolet Cadillac. great bunch of people, and for the people that gave me the referrals there, for Bob and for Marianne, great, because that was the tipping point that made the company decide, Michael, for example, to decide to actually have me out to entertain. And, we had a great time. And at this time of year, I can't afford the downtime. I need to be as healthy as possible. And that's why I'm so thankful, so grateful that we have the medical system. Complain about it if you want, but I'll tell you what, when you need something done, we have resources to take care of it. And that, my friends, is something to be so wonderfully grateful for. And I am so happy and grateful that I live in a province, in a city, where that can take place. So, on a Tuesday morning, hey, we get to count our blessings. How wonderful is that? Now, getting back to some of the fun and wonderful things going on, I've got the busiest Christmas season that I've had in years. This Friday, I'll be performing my stand-up hypno improv show. It's a 1-hour show for a local company. And then Saturday, I've got some back-to-back events taking place, a dinner event taking place, and then a full evening event. It is going to be an exciting weekend. And then the following week, once again, as we head into the 7th, I've got a couple of back-to-back events happening. Then on the Saturday, another event, and on the Sunday, another event. So, there's a lot of great things going on this Christmas season. And I am still open, by the way. If you've got something going on during the week, you've got a company staff Christmas party, you'd like some comedy entertainment or some inspirational entertainment, reach out, connect with me. You can go to my website, jrmatthew.com, and you can check out my information there. You can check out some of the referrals I got on there, too. Always so grateful when people take time to just give me a review of the show that I've done for them. It is absolutely fantastic. I'll also be looking at some more schools to tour around to. Last July, I set a goal. Now, we talk about focus and things like that a lot, too, on this program. I set a goal to do 40 shows before the end of the year. And I'm sitting at 30 right now. I've got 10 to go. And I know that with that 10, I'll be able to add those in. There'll probably be schools, there'll probably be, just things like that. You want to help me do that? That'd be great. I'll tell you what, just go to jrmatthew.com, and you can email me, james@jrmatthew.com as well. Okay? A really cool event coming up on December the 14th let me get the information correct here. Let me just grab my phone and turn up some more microphones here. There we go. All right. Gotta make sure I get the names right and everything like that. And of course, when we're doing all this fun and wonderful stuff, it's always great to recognize the people and everything like that. So I have the great pleasure of actually hosting an event for Jim Archer and Associates. It is the C21 Christmas Celebration Century 21, and that is Foothills South. So they've got a thing called a reverse lottery going on, and I'll be facilitating that. And basically what it is an opportunity for Jim and Nat to get together with all their friends, and myself to get together with a bunch of our friends, and to host this event where we have music, fun, great food, and we have a reverse lottery. Now, I love this concept because basically what I'm going to do is, for all the people attending, I am going to pick out a ticket, I'm going to stick it on the wall, that's a winning ticket, and then I'm going to start drawing tickets out. And we're basically going to get down to the last 5, the last 4, the last 3, and we're going to say, hey, it's got to be one of you guys standing here. Do you want to share, the winnings, or do you want to go for it? Now, what a great Christmas present, right? When you think about it, and I'm not promoting the gambling situation. What I am doing is promoting the fact that this is just a fun and unique way to connect with people. And I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to be doing this over at the Coast Hotel, and it is just going to be a blast and a half. And I tell you what, anytime I get a chance to get out and connect with people, I just absolutely, absolutely love it. And so this reverse lottery on the 14th is just going to be a spectacular event, and I am looking forward to being able to hang out with a bunch of friends there. And Christmas time for me, I haven't got the tree up yet. I've got the lights up. it is this process of leading up to Christmas. I get party after party after party, get a lot of great meals, get a chance to connect with a lot of people. I'm still blown away at the fact that, this year I'm doing a lot of my presentations in Lethbridge. Okay? Now, this is my home base. This is the first year that I will, in many years, that I will do almost 100% of all my presentations here in Southern Alberta. And I am very happy and grateful for all the people who are supporting their local talent. Because I'll tell you what, not a lot of people know that hypnotist J.R. Matthew lives in Lethbridge. And people, they'll hire people from other places. Hey, you got to go to Calgary to get great entertainment. No, you don't. You know what? Not speaking just on myself, but there are a lot of great entertainers here. As a matter of fact, think of guys like Trevor Panzak. Great entertainer. Lethbridge boy, born in McGrath, but lived in Lethbridge for many years. Just a phenomenal talent, an absolutely phenomenal talent. And there's so many more people around who are just really talented that way. If you get a chance, if you are looking for some entertainment, just reach out and connect with people. Use things like the Facebook groups that help to promote local entertainment. Big shout out to Lane Anderson, London Road Media, because he put a group together for promoting Lethbridge and promoting local businesses. And I'll tell you what, that website, that Facebook group, actually has been very instrumental in helping me to connect with the community. Even after doing my Jess FM morning show, Mornings with James, for a year, still wasn't getting that connection with people. People were hearing the message. People were, saying, "Hey, James, love what you had to say this morning," but it wasn't connecting. And I think sometimes one of the best ways to connect with people is just to reach out and personally connect. A funny thing, I was walking to the studio this morning. I had to plug the meters downtown, and I'm walking along, kind of in my own little world, thinking about the things I'm going to be talking about this morning. And just a random guy walks by and says, "Good morning." And I kind of looked up from my own little fog that I was in, and I said, "Oh, hey, good morning." Connection. Meaningful connection. We've talked about a lot on the program. Meaningful connection. That is the key. And so, moving forward, a lot of great events happening. I will do most of my Christmas events here in Southern Alberta. I do get the opportunity to do a couple of school events in Southern Saskatchewan towards the end of the Christmas season, and I'm really looking forward to that. The 1 hour presentation that I'm offering and the school presentations that I'm doing, and now maybe you're a teacher or maybe you're connected with the school system somehow, or maybe you're just looking for a presenter. This is what this 1 hour presentation is about. Now we're going to kind of shift gears here dramatically. My 1 hour presentation is all about self-esteem. And there's one thing that when I talk with teachers and I talk with people in the school system about today's youth, sometimes we find a group of people, today's youth, who are so insecure and so afraid to fail that they won't even try. Now, think about that for a minute. How bad is that you can't even get out and do something simple because you are afraid to fail? Right? How crazy is that? Absolutely crazy. My presentation is all about self-esteem. It's all about the paradigms that we operate under. It's all about how we see ourselves, how we do things. It is really incredible. Really incredible. Now, that said, sorry, just checking out some comments on Facebook here. That said, if we develop a formula for change and find a way to communicate that, it is going to be an amazing, absolutely amazing thing for people, for today's youth. Now, think about that for a second, okay? You got a group of people, the video game generation, who are wanting so desperately to be amazing, to be their best natural self. And yet we have all the social media that in some ways is defining us. You know, how many likes you get, how many views on a video you get, how many followers you have on Snapchat, how many followers you have on Instagram. We begin to have this popularity contest. If we don't have enough followers, well, where are we? Are we lost? What's going on? That's the thing, right? That's absolutely the thing. So now, if we want to be able to change it, what do we want to be able to do to make life better? Now, one thing I got to do right now, I just got a message from my friend Jesse, and I'm not really quite sure, and I'm pretty sure I got all the mics on, so I should have pretty good volume there. I just fly by the seat of your pants video, right? What you think about most of the time is generally what you become. When I go to grade 12 classes, when I go to schools, small town Saskatchewan, small town Alberta, or in Lethbridge, wherever, okay, I ask this question: how do you feel about yourself? What do you think? How do you feel? Like, are you saying to yourself, "Hey, I'm great. I feel amazing"? Is that what you feel about yourself? I want you to think about it. If you're a parent and think about your kids, how do your kids feel about themselves? What words are they using to talk about themselves? Now, here's the thing that we know. Okay, so we're going to get into the helpful part of the morning now. All right? You have a way of talking about yourself. If you're always saying to yourself, "Oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh, that was so dumb. Oh, I totally screwed this up." Your subconscious mind is saying, "Yep, you're right. You're an idiot. Yeah, you totally screwed that up." The words that you say to yourself have a very, very powerful impact. If you can say those negative things to yourself that bring you down, how about you stop beating yourself up, and how about you start bringing yourself back up again? Give yourself some affirmations. Right now, affirmations by themselves are not the end-all and be-all. You have to have a direction. What direction are you moving in? What direction are you going in? If you have a direction, then your affirmations will really help you out. Now, I mentioned before that I got into listening to Earl Nightingale's The Strangest Secret. Now, if you're a fan of The Secret, if you've read the book, you've watched the video, you've listened to Bob Proctor talk about it, the guy's an amazing guy. Keep that name in mind, Bob Proctor. Keep this name in mind, Earl Nightingale. Okay, go on YouTube, YouTube Music, and just check out their tracks. Okay, awesomely inspiring. Earl Nightingale has this presentation, it's about 30 minutes long, on The Strangest Secret. And he talks about what it is. And he talks about how what we think about all the time is generally what we become. Now, reading the book, watching the video, I've done those things. The book, The Secret, the video, The Secret, I watched them and I read it, and I'm like, okay, well, what is the secret? You just go and you act as if you're a success? Is that what you do? You just go and you act as if you're a success? Now I'm tired of sitting down here. I got to move this chair out of the way. So you're going to act as if you're a success, and that's going to be the secret to your success? Is that what it is? Dial it back for a second. What you think about most of the time is what you become. So what do you think about? That's the secret. Now, Bob Proctor talks about how he went from making $4,000 a year to making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And he had no idea how he did it. Well, what he did was he set a goal for himself. And then he held that goal in his mind. He wrote it down on a piece of paper, and he looked at it every day. And as he went forward, he set into motion a plan of action that would propel him forward and make his dreams a reality, make his goals a reality. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. Now, I'm a guy who is an idea person. I've come up with all kinds of ideas and all kinds of different programs. And for those of you who followed me or you're familiar with my Facebook pages, you know I'm always coming up with a new concept, motivation by design, healthy focus, things like that. Healthy Focus, by the way, is the latest one. It's the one that I came up with in September as a result of the enlightenment and the inspiration that I was getting from the likes of the Proctor Gallagher Group and Mariko, my success coach. As I move forward, and as I got that seed of inspiration, starting with Earl Nightingale, and I did a 30-day challenge. In July, I set a goal for myself to do 40 shows before the end of the year. Now, I haven't done 40 shows in 6 months in years. And for whatever reason, it was because I was focused on my therapy practice, or I just wasn't taking time to learn about SEO or taking the steps to make sure my websites were being found, whatever. I'm not making excuses. Here's the thing. I just wasn't focused. I didn't have a clear goal. I didn't have a goal that would wake me up in the morning. I didn't have a goal that would propel me forward. I didn't set that goal. And so, moving forward, what I've done now is I have set that bold goal. And I've got it written down on my mirrors. I have 10 functions to go to make my goal of 40. Now, when I look at that, and I get out, like a couple of weeks ago when I was traveling and I was suffering from a massive infection, and my health was in peril, I was having the time of my life. I did 5 presentations in 2 days, and I thought to myself, you know what? This is what I'm meant to do. This is where I'm going. So as I look at it now, and I realize, I am a speaker. Yes, I'm a hypnotist. However, when I go out and do presentations like that, I'm actually not doing a lot of hypnosis, formal hypnosis with it. I'm presenting this great concept of focus, of goal setting. When you've got great self-esteem, when you've got a great belief in yourself, and maybe this is what I suffered from, well, actually, no, it is what I suffered from in the past. I come across as a very confident guy, but I can tell you right now, I've never been more confident than I am now. And I have no issue saying that. I know now that in the past, I didn't do a lot of things because I was worried about failure. I was worried about not being able to make it happen. I was worried about not being able to make it a reality. I didn't do those things in the past because I was afraid to fail. And now, when I look at it, I'm embracing the fact that I'm a confident guy, and if there's a problem, I can solve it. And while I may not do things perfectly every time, I can do them and I can learn. And with that self-esteem and that belief in myself, I'm moving forward and I'm doing more than I've ever done. Now, the other really interesting part about this too is that as I move forward, I am facing my fear barrier. That's the thing that holds us back. That's the thing that says, well, what if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't work the way you want it to work? What are you going to do then? Figure it out. Failure is the first step towards success. I've mentioned Thomas Edison, and a lot of you may know the story. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the incandescent light, okay, he took about 10,000 tries before he actually made a functioning light bulb. And interesting that the light bulb he created actually looks like an oil lamp, a kerosene oil lamp turned upside down. 10,000 tries. And somebody said to him, he said, well, how does it feel to fail so many times? He said, I didn't fail so many times. He said, I just learned how not to make the light bulb. I just learned how not to make this functioning thing happen. It was a process of elimination. And then he was able to successfully make it happen. Now, that's really exciting when you think about it. How cool is that? An unwavering belief in yourself to move forward, to make incredible things happen? That is so cool. And that's the stuff that I love to talk about. I'll tell you what, right now, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and I'm going to come back in about 5 minutes, and we're going to talk about paradigm shifting, and we're going to talk about this presentation and some of the things that I've seen and some of the things that I hope to make happen with it. So I want you to hang on, take a little bit of a break. Coming back in about 5 minutes, we'll talk about self-esteem. And we'll talk about this START program that I've got. So hang on. I'll be back with you shortly.